Howdy. Welcome to the veritable edge of Western civilization yet again. Venice Beach, California. Today is Wednesday, October 29th. This is show number 102. It's a beautiful day, as you can see. We're in the shirt sleeves or shirtless sleeves or shirt sleevelessness of the moment. Hey there. And it's now about 5 minutes past 4 p.m. on the west coast of North America.
Can't remember.
Daylight savings time, which is going to change in about 2 weeks, and we'll have to move the show to broadcast earlier, closer to 3 o'clock. So we have plenty of battery, and let's just jump right into this, maybe. This is as far as we got yesterday. Yep. And could leave it there, but something says I need to do a little something there. So we will. So we am. It's interesting. The inspiration for this piece came to me while I was doing research into this, the sleep temples, the ancient sleep temples. Seems like they were pretty widespread in ancient times. Egyptians, the Hebrews, the Greeks, all had sleep temples. And there was this statue back around, what are we talking about 300 BC. Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, and installing his friend Ptolemy as the ruler. And in a political move, Ptolemy attempted to unify both the Greek religious system and the Egyptian religious system, which was much older, of course, arguably. And one of the ways that he attempted to do that was by creating a god or elevating a minor deity to major status as kind of a conglomeration of both the Egyptian and Greek systems. And so the statues you see of this person, this deity in his temples, his name was Serapis, S-E-R-A-P-I-S, and the statues you see of him often have this structure on his head that is, it's actually a measuring tool. It's a basket that would be used to measure grain. and kind of like a bushel basket, and it had a wide base, but kind of a cone. Thank you. Very beautiful. And it occurred to me that that was very similar to this structure, which is how's it going, brother? There's more in here too. Thank you. You're welcome. So, Serapis, and this thing you see on his head, if you were to Google him, you'd see this, like that looks like a pillbox, but it's this basket, and it's kind of conic. Like if we cut it off, like right about there, that's what it would look like. And it reminds me of the Hopi. You know, in the Hopi talk about the survivors of the previous world destructions. They talk about those who remembered to keep the tops of their heads open to the rest of the universe were told to go to a certain place and do a certain thing in order to survive each one of the purifications. And so the whole invective is to be one of those people that keeps the top of your head open to the rest of the universe. And you know, how do you do that, right? Let's face it, you know how to do that. It's really simple. You live a life of integrity, right? So, and a life of integrity is when you feel like you are living in integrity. And if you have a question about whether or not you're living in integrity, then you have your answer about whether or not you're living in integrity. So, and the in integrity, then all your spiritual faculties are going to be working. You know, you'll know everything you need to know. And even if you get to a place where you feel like you don't know, that's part of it too, you know. So the idea is to be living in harmony in every way, shape, and form we know how. And so anyway, that was so when I was studying the background of Serapis, I saw those images of him with the cone on his head. And this image came to me. Sometimes I get these pictures in my head of what should be.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. We thought we'd seen the finished piece on the internet.
What's that again?
The picture of that. We thought we'd seen you finish it.
Yeah, well, I had this
Wow.
inspiration.
Good.
How is it?
Good. Tomorrow we leave. So kind of good and sad and all those things. She's been swimming.
Right.
And
Yes.
I feel like I've kind of been swimming too, because I kind of went in the water. And so now I'm going back to get changed, and she's at hers getting changed with her daughter.
Where are you staying?
I'm at the Venice Suites.
Venice Beach Suites?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I know.
I used to live there.
No.
Yes.
Your work's on the walls.
Yes, it is.
Do you know you lived there?
Yeah.
I do like it. And Matt was lovely.
Isn't he wonderful?
Yeah. Well, he's gone now. He checked me in on the Monday, and then he's not going to be in for the rest of the week. But yeah, he is wonderful. The perfect gentleman.
Yes, indeed.
Get
Very
that. You
exciting.
used to live there. So
Yep.
what time are you finishing up here tonight?
Sunset.
Oh, silly question. I know the answer. Right. Well, I might pass you again that way.
Alrighty
See you
then.
later.
Very interesting. So we're gonna finish this baby and then start another one. Have an idea for a couple of days over the weekend. We'll just get the background done because it's a bit complicated and there's not enough time today to get into it. It's gonna take some measurements. In the winter, I should now in the fall, in preparation for the winter tides, they pull back the lifeguard stands, and that's what they've been doing this week. Sometimes they pull. Oh yeah, they did it already. they pull back a couple of them and they put them all together, and it makes it look like a little village. One year they did 7 in a row. It looks like they've only got 3 over there now, which is usually how many there are. It looks really cool. So, I was reading today that they feel they may have found some debris from Amelia Earhart's plane. It was lost 77 years ago. She was an aviatrix. In 1937, she started on around the world trying to do a solo flight. Well, not solo. She had a male navigator with her, but just trying to fly around the world, around the equator of the world, set a record. That's what they did back then, a lot of. And she, started on the East Coast, I think. Anyway, she started in the States and she started flying east, and she got as far as and she was aimed for this island in the South Pacific called, it's on the equator, or in the vicinity of the equator, called something like Holloway Island, something like that. And anyway, this, it was believed that their plane went down in the ocean and they were lost at sea, she and her navigator. And they were flying a Lockheed Electra, a twin-engine private cargo plane, and which was state-of-the-art at the time, but they were believed lost at sea. But it looks like they were able to land on this coral atoll, and apparently they were able to radio for 5 days, or attempt to anyway, and then the plane was lost. The tide came up and took the plane. So there was a young woman, like a teenager, who was able to receive. She was in Florida, and she was able to receive her transmissions, and she told her dad about it, and her dad went to the Coast Guard, and the Coast Guard, this is in Florida, and telling them about these radio transmissions that they were able to pick up on the shortwave radio. And who knows, atmospheric signal bouncing off the ionosphere or whatever. They were able to receive those transmissions, and unfortunately the information went nowhere. So in reading the article today, they said, and apparently she died a castaway, which is kind of a weird way to think about it, but I suppose it's better than getting eaten by sharks. And the thing is that this island, this coral atoll that they were found on, that they found this piece of metal on, was 350 miles from the island they were supposed to land on. So they were pretty far off course. And when I understand, that's why she took a professional navigator with her. But that wasn't enough. There we go. I wonder if you can see that. Hello, beautiful. I'm good. Yeah, it's the same piece. I just had a. So you brought the whole family in with you?
No, just my daughter and I came.
Okay.
Sort of kind of.
How old is she?
18.
Not in school anymore?
Sort of, but not really. Not in school, but she's working on it.
She graduated.
She does courses through like an alternate school kind of thing where she needs to go once in a while and she gets to do her work.
Excuse me. Can you erase that photograph, please? I said, could you erase the photograph?
Oh,
There's no
yeah.
photographs in my room. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I did.
Thank you very much. There's more in here too.
Yeah, but she actually met a man on Venice Beach last year when we were here. She met a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good this trip round.
That's crazy.
How do you mean that
So
exactly?
that boy Macy's,
How do I
like,
do
that's
that? I mean, they connected again,
They
and
gave me
it
a
was
license.
still really intense.
Try to do that too.
Pretty strong connection.
You got me recording?
Yep. It's
Okay,
a live stream.
have fun, everyone.
Yep.
What is that?
It's a live stream.
I do a show every day around 4 o'clock. And, you know, paint a painting and tell stories. And people walk up and stuff happens. And, you know. So wave at the broccoli. Wave at the broccoli.
What if I say, can you erase that?
Yeah, good luck with that. It's because it's already streamed, you know.
So that's recording everything?
Yeah. That's right. NSA. Bless.
So I should let you go do this.
You didn't say anything compromising.
I have to go back and listen now.
Well, that's good. That's good. I have nothing to hide here. Right?
Right. No, definitely.
Right.
If I don't know if I can podcast.
Well, given that you're 90 degrees from the second point of the mic, I sound like you're hearing your voice. Like say when you first walked up, you were humping. You never know. Not that there's a problem with you.
No. It's just like hearing your own voice now. It's just for me.
Thank you very much. You don't like your voice?
I don't like it. It just sounds different when I hear it back.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. We're rarely who we think we are. If you have a pretty firm grasp of who you think you are. No. Then you can be more effective. I've been, cameras and stuff for its life in my life. So I remember when I first started, it was pretty surprising. Oh, who I was on camera was different than what was going on in my head. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So.
So how about now? Is it more mesh now, or does it seem?
Oh, definitely. I'm definitely more conscious of what I sound like and what I look like and all that kind of stuff. But still, I'm surprised. And that is as it should be, right? You should be surprised by life, right?
Oh yeah.
That is in a good way. I'm surprised in a good way. The camera, it adds a dimension that we're not used to, and I think in general, I can be very expressive. I come across as being very expressive, but it's not. What's interesting is it's not what I think I'm expressing. Like my face is very, telling, and but on the inside, it's a whole other difference. What I think I'm expressing and what I think I'm communicating is sometimes not as well defined, and sometimes it's even more defined than what I think is going on. So yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I should go find Beth before she leaves. How long till the sun goes down? Ish.
The planet's got to tilt a little more.
A little more.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking you should know by now. I mean, if you're sitting here every day, you know about how long you have?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So your friend was just here.
Poor girl.
Why?
Later, child kind of wanted to play a little earlier, and I got her wet.
Uh-huh. She didn't seem alone. Yeah, are you staying there too?
No, we're at Venice.
You're at what?
Air Venice? We're at the Gray Building.
The Gray Building?
Yeah.
It's an Airbnb place? I thought it was an apartment building.
Well, apparently there's people that live there as well. And then some of the rooms, I guess.
Interesting.
It's not like they don't have like a hotel reception.
Right.
They do have somebody there in the break certain hours, but
What's it cost?
it was $160, but that was cheap when I was first looking and everything. There was nothing here under $200. So I just kind of happened to click on it just before we came, and it came up, and I'm like,
Right.
I kind of wanted to be on the beach, so I didn't have to worry about driving.
Right. That's $160 a day.
It was,
Yeah, that's in the ballpark. The Venice Beach suites, they have rooms for like $120.
Do they?
Yeah, it depends what time, availability and all that kind of stuff. But
And I think, well, because ours was probably during the week, right? We were Monday to Thursday, so that's probably a gap. Because most people probably come for the weekend or whatever.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, she's staying where I used to live. In fact, that's where I get my mail.
Oh, no way.
Wait,
I didn't know you could live in like
a hotel?
Well, I mean, I guess I knew you could, but I didn't think a lot. We were here.
Yeah, they don't have many people living there full time, but there are a couple people because it wasn't always a hotel. It was an apartment. All these were apartment buildings when they were first built as apartment buildings. Although the Venice Beach Hotel, it's over 100 years old, and when it was first built, it was built as a rooming house. It's called the Potter, and
Is that something like a hostel?
no,
A rooming house?
no, like back in the day, that's how a rooming house was you know, you pay by the day or the week or month,
Oh, okay.
you know, back in the day. But eventually it just got turned into apartments. Like by the 70s, 60s and 70s, it was just an apartment building. And then it was a pretty seedy place at that point. And then my friend, you know, Andy Lehman bought it, owns it now, and he turned it back into a hotel. But there's a couple of tenants that are left over from, you know, the end of the apartment time. Because it took them, you know, it's taken them about 15 years to make the transition. You know, put a lot of money into each unit, and you know, really cleaned it
As
up.
people kind of left.
Yeah, yeah. And some of the holdouts, you know, you had to buy out and stuff. You know, so. But our deal was that I would just stay there when during his slow season, you know, in the winter, and then I'd be gone all summer as high season, and that worked out great for me because I was off traveling all summer, and that worked out great for about 6 years, and then you know, the housing economy went south, Boardwalk died, and I had to move out. So, but we're still friends, and they still collect my mail, thank goodness.
That helps.
You telling me, otherwise I wouldn't have a place to get mail. You know.
What?
So, how many more people in your family?
Husband and 2 sons.
How old are the kids?
26, 18, and 13. So big gap.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty tough on the 13-year-old. But, you know, that's 13 years between them. You know, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
They'll get over it.
Yeah.
My brother was, you know, 6 and 7 years older than me, you know, like depending what time of year it was. I mean, younger than me. And so we didn't really get to, you know, relate as peers, until he was in his late teens, early 20s, you know. So up until then, you know, I was definitely like a father figure.
I have a sister that's almost 7 years younger than me. So.
Yeah, so you know the deal. I think it's different for girls.
Yeah, I was little mother.
Yeah, but you know, for boys, it's like you can't actually play with one another. You know what I mean?
No, totally different interests.
Yeah. Crazy.
Lots of that around here.
Yeah. There's reasons for that.
Well, I will let you get back at it.
Really?
You want to?
Be slaving away, creating the art and stuff.
I was surprised when you took that picture day before yesterday. I thought you were done. Yeah. I was like, okay. So then I was curious last time. So is he done now? Is he going to work on it? How long do you work on something like this?
Till it's done.
Okay.
You know? And I thought I was done yesterday too. But, you know, it's good to sleep on it, take a look at it. And, you know, if something bugs me enough, then I have to make adjustments. Right? And this was kind of bugging me. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing. Great. You leaving tomorrow too?
Yeah. I've been surfing lesson at 9.
You planning to move to Venice or something?
Well, you know, it's the only way I'm going to actually really learn how to do it.
That's right. Especially if you're laying down.
We'll see. I don't know. It's not sure. Maybe it'll be a yearly trip. Maybe it'll be a longer trip. Oh yeah.
Right on.
I'll get there. I figure if I'm going out twice today and then I was body surfing a bit today, so it's like, it'll come.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Yeah, you can always, use it as an excuse to go all sorts of places like Hawaii. Go surf in Hawaii. No? Yes, no.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess
For
so.
now, it'll just keep me coming back here. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Again, is that
Yep. Bless. Where's that? Huh. Excuse me. Where we have 29. We're not going to get best laid plans of mice and men. We're not going to get to that other painting today. This is okay by me. Anyway, I think it's really cool that after 77 years, it could be the end of the mystery that has kind of perplexed so many. I mean, I don't know what you know, but when she went missing, it became like a major. She was so beloved and so famous. That I mean, there were major search effort, and her husband was really wealthy, and she was the darling of the media, and so her going missing was a big deal at the time. It was very much like what happened with this airplane going down last summer with the was it last summer, last spring? Malaysian airliner. They spent a lot of money trying to find them, and they never did until now. So another really amazing thing that's just eventuated in the past 24 hours is I got sent this email from this group of dowsers that are doing work on recovering the Earth grid in off of Scotland, between Scotland and northern England. There's a major ley line that they're attempting to bring online, again, activate, reactivate, and somehow I'm getting emails from this. There's like a group of people engaged in this project, and one of them sent out a link to a press release about from this conference that happened at the site of the Bosnian pyramids, and I had never, I'd heard about there being pyramids in Bosnia and stuff, and I looked at it like a year or two ago, and I honestly I didn't pay a whole lot of attention, but I posted. Hello. Hi. Okay. I thought I saw a little head going. It's cool. All right. That was funny. It's an art appreciator at 2 years old.
He's an artist. Lindo, né? Viu como ele é bom? Congratulations.
So I posted the article a link to the article on my Facebook page, David Alexander English, on Facebook, and on Facebook. And it's a pretty incredible article. And I talked about it yesterday pretty extensively. The ramifications are pretty amazing. And I got a chance to really study it last night. And then the person who posted it actually gave a talk at this conference. And I started watching. I actually fell asleep last night watching as much as I could stay awake for of this hour and a half long, hour and 20-minute long, his presentation. And it turns out that he's published a book that is in support of already. I mean, it's in support of the research that I'm doing for my book right now, and it's the first time I've had any other corroboration of what I've been of my research in anywhere else in the media. And yeah, so I definitely feel a big boost. The essence of it is that there were these waves of energy that either come from the sun or from supernovas or from the center of the Milky Way galaxy that have periodically triggered massive cataclysms on the planet. And the angle that I've come at it from is from, studying the Hopi information, the Hopi tradition, oral tradition. It talks about 3 previous world destructions. And in the research, as I've delved deeper into this, I found that there have indeed been, the science supports the Hopi oral tradition, and that the geological record, as well as other sources, basically supports what the Hopi have been saying of their ancestors. What's passed down through their ancestral lines, and it's just I don't know. It's one thing to come up with an idea yourself, aside from anybody else in the world, and then you find that there's other people that have had that same, come to the same conclusion, independent of you, and they actually are credentialed, So so on the one hand, that feels really great. On the other hand, it's like, oh goodness, because what we're talking about is the possibility that this could happen again, and might very well happen again, because it's happened 3 times already in at least twice in the past 50,000 years. And the Hopi say there was another one before that, and it looks, the science shows that it's happened a couple of times even before that. So we're not talking about asteroids hitting the Earth or anything like that. We're talking about waves of cosmic rays, like gamma rays and that kind of thing, inundating the solar system, affecting the Earth's atmosphere, and but also affecting causing the sun to increase its activity you know, in terms of solar flares and coronal mass ejections and, you know, solar superstorms and that kind of thing, to a scale that is far beyond what we're receiving right now. And it's just hello. It's just like I said, on the one, you feel really good about the fact there's like two sides to this. One, you feel really vindicated, but on the other side, it's like, oh man, what are we talking about? And I guess I'm reading this right, and the data does not look promising. You know, I mean, because if I'm right, then you know, humanity needs to get its collective act together to survive again, because we've survived before. And what's interesting is the Bosnian site. It looks like it was. There are all these miles and miles of tunnels underneath these, in the vicinity of these pyramids, that they estimate could have housed 50,000 people. And not that there were 50,000 people on the planet at the time, but we don't even know, given the new, you know, this complex was built 30,000 years ago, at least. You know, the carbon-14 dating puts it at between 25,000 to 33,000 BC when the complex was first built. And you know, the fact that these pyramids, they emanate they naturally emit energy, electromagnetic energy, and a subsonic, what is that? Ultrasonic waves that are in a harmonic that is, you know, in time with the Schumann resonance. Wow. So, since they create an energy because of what they're made out of. They're made out of this concrete that has quartzite in it, and quartzite is like quartz. It has a piezoelectric quality, which means that if you rub it a certain way, if it's excited, it generates an electricity, right? So, meaning that even if you just put it under pressure, I mean, it'll generate electricity. So imagine if you have a whole, you know, huge parking lot, let's say, that's paved with a concrete that has this, you know, little quartzite crystals in it, you know, and as it dries, you lay it down, and as it dries, the concrete puts pressure on that stuff, and it creates this electrical field. It's like ambient electricity available, you know, and I mean, this is, you know, technology that existed 30,000 years ago, and then what they used it for was to create a pyramid complex that pulsed an electromagnetic beam into space. You know what I mean? It's like, are you kidding me? But no, it's still, you know, I mean, we're talking, all these scientists have gone there and looked at it and said, yep, that's what's happening. It's incredible stuff. So anyway, we're almost out of time, almost out of juice. Speaking of electromagnetics, so I'll be blabbering about this more because I need to go back tonight and watch the rest of the part that I fell asleep watching. I'm so very excited. I just love this stuff. you know, and I don't know why. I don't know why it is. But I'll leave you this. There, Stonehenge and Avebury Stone Circle. Avebury Stone Circle is the largest stone circle in the world. Even before they built Stonehenge with the, you know, lugging the big stones there and everything like that, the site was surrounded by these pools of water. And Avebury is the same. It was this area that, I mean, before they put the stones there, they landscaped the site so that the main focal area of the stones would be surrounded by these pools of water, like they do in a golf course. You know? And the question is why? And today, I think I had the answer. I was, you know, checking my Facebook stuff, and you know, there's this site that's called I Fucking Love Science, right? And they talked about the 5 things that you were taught in school that are wrong, and one of them was, you know, they asked a quiz and they said, which of these 3 are magnetic? A paperclip, a tomato, or you? And we all know that the paperclip is it's called ferromagnetic, which means it'll be attracted to a magnet, right? But both the tomato and you are your cells, what you're made of, the water in you, the nucleus of the water, the nucleus of the hydrogen atoms in the water that you're made of, is repulses magnetic fields. So that means that, you know, large bodies of water, they repulse magnetic fields, right? And so I realized, I've been meditating on this for a couple of days. Like, why would you put these pools? What's the effect of large pools of water on, you know, like these megalithic sites, right? And down to 2%, we're going to get cut off. The answer is that they would channel the ambient magnetic field away from into the little walkways that come into the site. So you basically create a beam of electromagnetics coming into the standing stones. Anyway, I'm gonna need to cut it off. There we go. And stare into the light. Stare into the light. Stare into the light. Stare into the light. Remember, we love you.
É bem, ó. Mas ele tem um esquema que as rodas dobram.